Tonight on CTV, CSU and Fort Collins are in the heat of election season. Find out who the candidates are and how to vote.
Plus, forget opening day. The CSU Logging Club hosted its annual competition today, and we have you covered.
And see how this bus is giving back to the community. All this and more tonight on CTV.
Good evening, Fort Collins. I'm Janae Hancock, filling in for Marlo Lundock.
And I'm Ryan Christ. It's the time of the year to have your voice heard in student government. Elections for the next president and vice president of the Associated Students of CSU are approaching, and Ren Wadsworth has all the latest on the candidates running.
The race for the next student body president and vice president kicked off with the annual debate on the plaza. This year, there are 5 pairs in the running for president and vice president: Dominic Quintana and Ali Amar, Flint Corliss and Matt Mount, Joshua Johnson and Joshua Griffin, Benjamin Amundsen and Alex Ferris, and Samuel Brown and Madison Taylor. Additionally, Connor Hendrick is running unopposed for Speaker of the Senate on a platform that aims to make people more aware of who and what ASCSU does.
The role of the Speaker of the Senate is not only to lead Senate, but also lead the voice of CSU as a whole.
Corliss and Mount want to ensure that self-care is a priority at CSU and want to make sure student voices are heard. They want communication between Senate and the student body to increase through creating a safe environment where students feel safe to express their opinions and concerns.
If elected, when we're searching for a cabinet, we're actually going to email every club asking for them to apply to try to get every organization to reach their networks, so that way our application can get out to the most amount of people.
Changing U+2 and opening student fee decisions up to the student body is the platform Braun and Taylor ran on. They plan to make the student-wide vote a reality through referendum and say they have lots of pull towards making U+2 pass in City Council.
We're so excited to be here. We're just getting started. We still have 2 more weeks of this, and we are pumped. We are so excited to talk to students, listen to their feedback, all the things they have to say, all the things they want to change at CSU. So to the student body, you can bet on Braun Taylor for a better tomorrow.
Johnson and Griffin are running a platform of transparency between students and the Senate. They plan to make students more aware of decisions made in Senate through online platforms and a free app called J2 for You.
If elected, Josh Griffin and I have spent our time talking to the students who aren't heard already, and now we can bring it to you on this bigger scale with that app I told you about, J2 for You.
Changing parking on campus and changing the U+2 law are 2 of Amundsen and Ferrison's main concern. They plan to change parking by expecting freshmen to ride the bus, eliminating freshman parking, and giving the freshman parking spaces to commuters instead. Additionally, they plan to change U+2 by continuing to work with City Council members.
We're not here to pander, to go to a certain group and make them like us. We're just here to be ourselves, and we hope that people believe in us.
Quintanara and Amar want ASCSU to be a resource for students. They want to be more engaged with the student body in order to make the Senate more aware of student issues. Their campaign runs with an emphasis on expanding awareness regarding inclusivity and diversity.
This is about the future of CSU, and our platforms are the future and the change for all us students. If you're around, you're the future, you're CSU. And I want y'all to know, Quintana and Amar will really get our campus far.
With CTV, I'm Ren Wadsworth.
The final debate will be held April 3rd in the Laurie Student Center Theater. You can vote on RamWeb from April 8th through the 10th. And despite the election season, ASCSU is still in full swing. In last night's session, Senate passed a bill that will give $35,000 to add a new study area between the library and the Student Center. They also discussed the possibility of funding e-bikes for CSU police and solar panels for the LSC. More information about last night's Senate session can be found at collegian.com.
Spring truly is election season for CSU students as the Fort Collins City Council race closes at 7 in the evening next Tuesday. Last year, less than 30% of the Fort Collins population voted in the local election. Today was the last day for mail-in ballots, but there's still plenty of time to research candidates and to cast your vote. To learn more about the candidates, the Collegian offers an election guide available on their website as well as voting locations.
Emergency responders recovered the body of a man at Horsetooth Reservoir earlier today. After receiving a welfare check for a home on Centennial Drive, police didn't find the resident inside, but did find a body at the base of a cliff near the home. The sheriff's office is investigating his death as a possible suicide. More information will be released as the investigation is ongoing. If you or someone you know is contemplating self-harm, you can reach out to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at the number below.
A former farm is being developed into almost 250 homes on Timberline Road across from Bacon Elementary School. The site is waiting for approval on its preliminary design plans, which we're seeing now. The plan would zone out 100 single-family detached homes, which you can see in blue and red, 80 attached homes, which are in purple, and about 72 family homes shown in green. This site is also next to 2 other residential projects that are currently working their way through the city.
In response to his support of the National Popular Vote Bill, some Coloradoans are trying to remove Governor Jared Polis. Recall, Colorado Governor Jared Polis is a closed Facebook group that jumped to more than 30,000 members in the past month, which is about 600,000 people short of getting a recall issue on the next state ballot. Some of the members may have disagreements that go beyond policy. Through the Greeley Tribune reported, one of the leaders of the effort to recall Colorado's Jewish governor has a history of sharing anti-Semitic posts on Facebook, and other posts stated Hitler was good to the German people.
In Fort Collins, the skunks are not only stinking cute, they're also covered in rabies. In fact, according to the Coloradoan, Larimer County has more reported cases of rabies this year than all of Colorado combined. And as of Tuesday, all 13 cases this year were found in skunks. Last year, there were 52 reported cases of rabies, the highest number in Fort Collins since 2013. Larimer County residents are required to vaccinate their animals with the rabies shot because it's a deadly virus. People usually get the disease if they're bitten by an infected animal, but only 1 to 2 human deaths are reported each year. For more information about how to prevent rabies, you can visit larimer.org/health.
Email scams are on the rise across the nation and at CSU. In an email to the CSU community, the public safety team warned that people are still seeing scam attempts in their inboxes. According to Source, some scammers are targeting international students with threats of deportation. Some things to keep an eye out for are requests for payment and personal information, sometimes accompanied by threats. Some people have even seen unsolicited job offers that often require you to purchase something for the job. If you are concerned, you might be or have been targeted. Source.colostate.edu has more information on these scams.
If I told you that 13 schools, including one from Canada, came to Fort Collins to compete in a logging competition, would you believe me? What if I said it's also the largest competition in the western United States? The CSU Logging Club has been hard at work these past 2 days as they've been hosting and competing in the 80th annual Timber Sports Conclave, where they have a mix of events.
Basically what we do, it's a pretty old sport. We take traditional logging practices like chopping, crosscut sawing, chainsaws, and we do them for sport and for time instead of
C or D. Take a quick break, get a drink, snack.
Like wood identification, dendrology, so like tree identification, like traverse with compasses and trying to size up timber stands and everything like that.
This conclave is the largest in the western United States, to the point where schools across the United States come to compete, as well as one student who came all the way from Canada.
I mean, every year conclave it's a fun time to see everyone. You get to see your friends again, and there's just such a great sportsman spirit to it. Like, it's competitive, but everyone's also very supportive, especially being by myself the other day for the axe throw. Everyone was cheering me on. So it's just a great environment. It's a good time.
The main event happened yesterday, where one male from each school was selected to compete in the Steel Collegiate Qualifier Series to see who gets to compete nationally. But for the past 2 years, they have also made an unofficial steel competition for women.
We decided that to make it more fair, we kind of do like a mock steel series. So we have 3 events instead of 4, but just kind of like give the ladies something to do too, because we're here, we're working, we know this stuff too, and there's just no official steel competition for us to be in on the collegiate level, but we decided to kind of make an unofficial one.
This event will go on throughout tomorrow, where they will be doing their final event, which is log rolling. The CSU logging sports team is always looking for new members, and if you're interested in log rolling or any of their other events, you can email their president, Galen Burr, at the email below. I'm now joined here with sports anchor Ethan Bird, and for those of you who don't know, me and Ethan covered tennis on the weekend, so
that we do.
We do like watching sports. What'd you think of this sport, Ethan?
I'll tell you what, I think this is just a testament to how sports can be played in, not really, I mean, I guess they're played, but you can compete in any way. If you can win it, it's a sport, and it's, I think it's really cool that anybody can be included in a sport, and these logging sports are definitely one of them.
Yeah, Janae, what did you think about this? I mean, it was pretty crazy watching them saw that fast on these logs.
I definitely wouldn't be able to do it. I feel like I need to go to the gym after watching that, actually. But I know I wouldn't be able to do it. But it's definitely a sport. Definitely a sport.
Yeah, it's a crazy sport. It's been going on for almost 80 years now with the Fort Collins team. So it's a really cool sport.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Well, stay tuned to find out your weekly weather forecast with Sydney Wicker coming up next.